Hello, this is Vijay Rana from London. With me today is Dr. Lavanya Vemsani. She is the professor of history in the Department of Social Sciences at Shawnee State University, Portsmouth, Ohio. Professor Lavanya Vemsani, welcome to the program. Let's begin with Indus Valley Civilization. What do we know about the origins of these people and how come they managed to build mega cities and urban centers?
Indus Valley is the largest civilization. We only see the large buildings, but evidence shows us it has been a long time in the making. The earliest Neolithic, village settlements are also found in that area. Mehergarh, in fact, is the oldest Indus Valley village settlement. So early agricultural development is also seen in that area. Of course, around the same time in South India also we see metal implements and development of agriculture. So what we come across, if we see the big picture, if we are focusing on only one area, of course, we're going to miss the big picture. But what the big picture shows us is there is continuous living settlements in India from 80,000 years ago. And in different areas, they developed into different styled civilizations. We just talked about it. In northwestern India, in Indus Valley, there is development of agriculture and foundation of villages and then cities. And in southern India, it's a little bit different. Of course, agriculture, foundations, Neolithic settlement is found along with metallurgy. Little bit different type of style of buildings. But recently, Keeladi, one of the South Indian cities, was also excavated. So what I would like to say is, early settlements continued into early cities. They evolved into early cities in many areas. So what we can say is, India is home to one of the earliest civilizations, beginning with 80,000 years ago. Of course, 7 million years ago, we have Paleolithic. But from 80,000 years ago onwards, it's anatomically modern humans and a continuous evolution of settlements, Neolithic settlements and then urban settlements. And Harappa is one of them. The Indus Valley civilization is one of them. One of the civilizations that evolved out of these early populations that settled in India. And the later phase of Harappa. Harappa, of course, we have the Indus Valley, very extensive civilization from 10,000 BCE. But from 3000 BCE onwards, we have these large developed cities. That's what is called developed Harappa, developed Indus civilization. Around the same phase, we also have the Vedic texts. So, and Vedic texts also talk about the same geographical area that we find the Indus Valley towns and cities. So this had been controversial because one of them is archaeological evidence and one of them is textual evidence. Initially, it was thought the textual evidence people are different and the city people are different, and they both had a war and that kind of constructed theory, I would say. But evidence is lacking for it. If somebody came over and took over these cities, there should be large destruction, large mounds of skeletons, large weapons, and as soon as the cities are destroyed, right over them, a new style of cities should be built by the newcomers, the invaders. That hadn't happened. That did not happen either in the Indus Valley cities. That did not happen in India anywhere. So the invasion is, our occupation is out of question. And the text, the Vedic texts, do not talk about any invasions or any destruction of the cities. And the theory that was developed is actually based on an artificial construction of a race, Aryan. Aryan is not actually a race. It's actually used as an adjective or adverb in sometimes and in some parts of the book, but it was never used as a noun. It's not a race. It's not denoting a race. So the idea that the people that had the books were different and they were a different race and they took over the well-constructed cities and populations and destroyed them is not tenable with the available evidence.
How far it extended from north to south and from west to east?
So towards the east, it went all the way to Haryana and a little bit in UP, and in the south, direct evidence all the way up to Narmada Valley. Nauda told a lot of evidence, but in southern river valleys, for example, Krishna and even Kaveri Delta had Harappan pottery. So we cannot say that it is limited to a small geographical area as we thought before. Initially, we thought it was only in the area of Indus River, but it extends to a far larger area. It goes all the way from Turkmenistan to Narmada River Valley directly and indirectly much further.